Check, check. 1, 2. It is your boy, Mr. Taper, Barber's only magazine in the house, and I want to welcome you to Mr. Taper's Barber Life.
Hey,
Yes, sir. We have a special guest today. Introduce yourself.
yup. It's Rod Williams, aka Bobby Badass Cuts. That's my barber name, but Rod Williams for the music and real life. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are doing a special segment today on apprenticeship. I wanted to cover just how an apprentice barber feels about being an apprentice in a shop. But before we get to that, let's give a shout out to our sponsors, CT Barber Expo. It goes down May 20th to the 22nd in Connecticut. Make sure you go to at CT Barber Expo. Get more information. That is the biggest barber show in the country, well, in the world actually.
Mm.
It's I think they have over 10,000 people come there, so it's huge. It's in Connecticut.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I'm gonna go this year. It's like every year something always comes up where I miss it, but cleared my schedule this year and I'm going. Shout out to Jay Majors. He put that show together. It's really a great thing what he's done with that barber show.
Shout out to him.
Yeah. You might want to go too yourself if you can get off.
No, I'm definitely trying to slide.
Oh, okay.
Definitely trying to slide. When is it?
It is May 20th to the 22nd. It starts that Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and it's actually, what makes that show unique is that they have 2 days of competitions. So, you know, not just most shows, 99% of shows just have 1 day of competitions, but they're so big that they have 2 days of competitions. So, you know, I was thinking about getting in the fast fade competition. You know what I mean?
Do it.
Yeah, because now that I got my oyster octanes, I feel like
That's the snap-on joints, right?
the detachables.
The detachables, yup.
Yeah, I feel like I can rock with anybody with them.
Oh man, I
Yeah.
want to try those.
Yeah, you
My
should.
dad use them.
Yep.
Yep.
You should.
Yeah,
You
yep.
should. We gonna get to that in a minute. But shout out to CT Barber Expo. Also, Bronner Brothers, they're doing their show April 1st to the 3rd. I will be a special guest teaching a class there on April 1st at 12 p.m., room 261. I will be teaching classic versus drop fades. That is in New Orleans. And, of course, you are invited, sir. But it's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be a fun weekend because I think Vinny Vino, he's going to be there. And I know BG Cut is trying to get off so he can get there too. And I think Dre, we're going to see if he can get there too. So it'll be good if we get the whole crew back for another barber show. But, that's Bronner Brothers, April 1st to the 3rd. And also Major League Barber, they are doing their thing in Nashville, Tennessee. Just follow at Major League Barber. I want to say June 11th, but don't quote me on that. Just check out at Major League Barber. They're doing their barber show as well. And last sponsor, Barbershop Connect. Congratulations to them. They are on their 20th anniversary, and they're doing a little something special in Dallas, Texas. So make sure you go to at Barbershop Connect, and you will get all the info from them. Okay. I called my man. I've known him for a while. He used to come in the shop just to chop it up with us, and now he's one of the freaking barbers in the shop. You know what I'm saying?
Yup.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Tell me, how did you get your start as a barber?
Woo. All right. Well, my this is gonna be a You want me to explain the story, like the whole thing?
Whole story.
All right, so my pops is a barber. He been a barber for as long as I can remember. I seen him, build his own, like, from the inside, build his own shop up. Was in there by himself, cutting day and night and stuff. People always think that because their parents is doing something, or they have like a trade or a career or a passion or something, that it's supposed to get passed down to the children. It's supposed to get passed down to the kids, which, I mean, in my case, it definitely worked for me. But I didn't grow up. I grew up seeing that, but I didn't grow up with that mindset of, oh, I want to be a barber. You know what I'm saying? That was never in my plans at all.
Right.
Just because I figured, that's what everybody wanted me to do. So
right.
I'm actually an artist. I work on music. I still do music and stuff. I wanted to, when I moved up to Jersey or whatever, to get some help. I was going through a little something at the time, you know what I'm saying? All my homeboys was like, yo, your pops is a barber. Why you not cutting hair? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, cause that ain't really what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I
fought it.
I definitely did. So I was like, man, I ain't about to do that, whatever. Let it escape my mind, put it off. So I had a court case that I came down here for. I caught it down here, so I had to come back down here from Jersey. Came back down, and I was like, I guess whatever situation I was going through at the time, something just banged off in my head, and it was just like, you out here, you a grown man, you ain't really got nowhere to go, you ain't got no one that's, you ain't really got people to stay with, whatever, so just hustle out, grind it out, whatnot, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, cool. So that just, that's ended up being the best thing I ever did in my life, literally, just starting from the ground up, just, staying in my car, I'm like, first thing I do is I say, what was you going to say?
No, so you were homeless.
Yeah, basically, yeah, I was homeless. I was in my car, just, but, I had people I could have stayed with, but it was like something, like I said, something told me in my brain just to do it myself. Don't ask for no help, just figure it out, you know what I'm saying, come up from the bottom to the top. So I'm like, all right, cool, let me just go ahead and do that. Okay. So the first thing I did when I got down here, I said, yo, if I'm gonna do this, I gotta find me like 2-3 jobs, you know what I'm saying? So I'm already thinking down here in McDonald where we at, it's a lot of warehouses and stuff out here, and they come a dime a dozen. You can get that in like a week and start the same day if it was up, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, cool, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So I went around to the little warehouse that I wanted to work at. I went ahead and did all the stuff, Then I left from there. I said, okay, next, now I got to get me another job, you know what I'm saying? So I go to Walmart, and I'm like, okay, so when I go to Walmart, right? So I'm in Walmart, and then I say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and fill out the application online first, because I already know that's what they're going to tell me to do. I'm not even about to waste that time. So I go ahead and fill out. I'm just telling you in details because it's all funny how it happened.
No, go ahead.
So I fill out the application. I wait like an hour. I say usually it takes an hour for applications to go through. So I'm like, cool. So I'm in there. I fill out the application in my car or whatever. Continue. Yeah, I sent it in. Waited like an hour. Got out. Went into the store. I said, I'm going to go into the store and ask somebody about, like, the application and stuff. So I'm like, okay, so I go inside the store. On my way inside the store, it was a guy with a yellow vest on. Anybody that know that, if you work at Walmart or anything, yellow vest means management.
Right.
So I look at the name tag, and it says Rob. And I'm like, oh, all right, cool. I'm like, this is a sign right here. This is a sign. Right. So I tap him, I tap him. What's up?
Nice. Little too close.
Little too close?
Yeah.
All right, bet. Yeah, so I basically tap him, and I'm like, da-da-da, for the application and whatnot, whoop and all that. So he's like, meet me in the back, whatever. So long story short, fast forward, I end up getting hired or whatever, on the spot. I was going to work in the gaming section, and I always wanted to work there for some reason. I don't know why. I was like, if I worked at Walmart, I want to be in electronics.
So video game barber.
Yeah, well, I know more people that play more games than me, but I'm just talking about as far as working.
Okay.
That would be the most interesting area or whatever. So
okay.
I do all of that. So now I'm like, okay, I start this week. I got to get a cut. So who else do I go to? I go to my boy Dre at Dre and Craig's VIP Cuts. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I go. I pull up. I really didn't even want anybody to know that I was there. I wanted to do everything I wanted to do just on my lonely or whatever. But I'm like, I gotta get a cut. A cut changes everything. So I go in there, I go get the cut, whatever, and then they're looking at me like a deer caught in headlights because they knew I moved back up to Jersey and I didn't announce that I was coming back down here. So Dre is looking at me like, what you doing down here? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I explained it a little bit. I ain't going into detail, but I explained it to Dre and actually Craig, some of it to Craig. And Craig was like, you ain't think about being a barber? And I'm like, yo, if I had $1 for every time somebody asked me that, I would just, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even need to be a barber.
Right. I could see it.
For real.
I could see it's something about kids of barbers because I can tell that barbering bug is in them. It's just something, I don't know, it's just something that I can always tell. And it's funny because my son, I always, try to teach him barbering, and he did it for a little while, but he had a situation where he was on his way up. I taught him the basics, and then we went to a shelter to cut hair, and we cutting and we doing good, but he was taking a real long time on one guy, and the guy was like, man, I want you to cut my hair. He was talking to me. And that experience shook him up so much that he was like, forget this. I'm not going to cut hair anymore. But as for you, I know you went through some things, you could have, I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but you could have quit. You could have just said, man, I'm just going to get a regular job and just forget this barbering. But how did you, what made you want to be a barber?
What made me want to be a barber? That's a great question because it kind of coincides with the finishing of my story. I'm a finish it, but it's gonna go into it. So basically, so I ended up, me and you chopped it up. He was like, you could be an apprentice, whoop the whoop, and all that. We went through the whole shebang, and then I was just like, shoot, all right, I'm gonna try it out. And this is the end of my story. I'm gonna tell you this.
What year was this?
Ooh, what year was it? It was about 2 years ago. It don't feel like it though. It feel like I think it was like maybe like a year and a half. I'll give it a year and a half tops. But yeah, so when that happened, when you told me, you was like, it's a chair right there and it was empty, I was like, all right, yo, this is an opportunity to do something different. You know what I'm saying? Let me just go ahead and try it, see what's going on with it. And I never went to them jobs that I got before, never went back to them.
Wow.
Never went back to him ever since then. I was like, yo, this shit is crazy, dog. You really a barber out here. So
wow.
Yeah.
See, that's a great story. And I know somebody needs to hear that because, I always get people that say, man, I want to be a barber. But they don't take the next step. They just look at the money. They're like, man, you make your own schedule. It's great. But you got to put in work, as you know.
Yeah, definitely. Well, not to cut you off, but that's what I was getting into as far as like, what I like when I started liking barbering.
Right.
It's like I was in there, I can't really explain like when exactly I started liking barbering because I always was interested in it, but I just never thought I would do it. I would just be like, you know what I'm saying? It seems cool. I seen it my whole life with my dad, but when I started seeing that, it's not about the money because I'm gonna tell you that later. But when you start seeing how the money flow and the walk-ins and you meeting new people and you just see the vibe and everything like that, it feels way different than working at a regular like at a warehouse or anything like that. It's just something way different about it. You know what I'm saying? And then as I progressed, I'm a natural artist. I'm an artist. Like anything that got to do with art, I probably do. I paint, tried tattooing, tried all of this. I draw. I've been drawing since I was like 6. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing all of that. So that barbering kind of fed that every day. Okay, I'm actually making money from my art type thing. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like that's an art. Yeah. So what you gonna say?
So did your father, when you were young, ever say, here, come here, man, let me show you how to do this fade, or let me show you how to line this dude up?
Oh, all the time. That's all he was doing. I kind of had an idea. He actually let me cut his head.
Wow. How old were you?
I had to be about like 9, 10.
Wow.
Yeah. Me and my brothers used to cut each other hair. You know what I'm saying? He just got us through it and stuff. But we did simple stuff. We didn't do like fades and all of that. But we, just
So
to even
what
over.
was it that made you become a barber and made your brother not become a barber?
Shoot, the situations. I
Okay.
don't know. I like that. Like barbering kind of just fell into my lap. You know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
my little brother got his own journey and what he got going on. But he know how to cut hair too. He was doing it for a little second. He actually just hit me up because he went to the military. He said he was thinking about becoming a barber out there. So I
Wow.
was like, yeah. So shoot, it
That's
might happen. You know what I'm
that
saying?
would
It
be
might
great.
happen.
That would be
Yeah,
great
yeah.
because they'll pay for it. So
hmm
that's great.
That's a fact.
And that's another reason why I wanted to do this show because I wanted to interview a barber apprentice and then a barber student just to get some perspective on the two routes to getting your license. So that's really why I want to do this show. But so tell me about though. I'm sure you remember your first cut in the barber shop. How was it?
My first cut in the
Or was it somebody you knew?
yeah, because my first one was my son. That was the very first one I did in the
Okay.
shop. But I can go to the my first like actual person that I didn't know.
Okay.
Uh, I don't remember. I actually don't remember who that was, to be honest with you.
You don't
But
remember your first cut?
I kind of do. Well, like I said,
But
my first cut was technically my son in the barber shop. But
right.
everything else after that, I kind of like everybody who I was cutting. I kind of like blacked out. It's kind of like because
Right.
I don't want to. I didn't want to see nobody reaction to the cut. I ain't want nobody to
Right.
like. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want the vibe to be off, so I kind of blocked everything out. Like that whole time was kind of like a blur
Okay.
as far as like who I was cutting and what I was doing at the time. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, tell me about that the first time you were like, "Yo, I don't know if I can do this." Or did you ever feel that way?
Yeah, I feel like I used to feel like that all the time. Like the only thing that drove me was the art part, like, and then having freedom and just doing what you know what I'm saying. But
Mhm.
uh, yeah, like all right. So one time I cut this lady.
Oh,
I
yeah.
cut this lady.
Yeah.
You know the story. I cut
Yeah.
this lady, man, and I swear, like
What kind of cut was she getting?
I think she was getting like just the regular, the regular basic fade, just a shadow fade. Most women get like shadow fades. They don't want it too bald, you know what I'm saying, too masculine. Just the basic fade all
Right.
around.
What'd she have on top? Like a 4,
I can't.
3,
Oh, I
4?
can't remember. I think she had like a 4.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah, she definitely had hair at the top, and I think it was just like a basic, just basic fade. But I cut her hair, and I thought I did a good job for what it was. That was my first time actually cutting a woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I thought I did a good job, fairly decent job.
Mhm.
And the next day, I guess whoever sent her knew Dre. And
Right.
she ended up texting Dre like, I am so unsatisfied with my haircut. He da da da. Like I'm talking about took me out, like made me this small. I was like,
Wow.
yo, that's
Wow.
so crazy. And it was even more embarrassing because he was telling Dre. So I'm like, oh man. So I'm like, wow. So yeah, I'm thinking in my head like, I'm never cutting women again. I'm never doing it again. I ran from
Yeah.
it from a long time because of that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember
for a
that.
fact. For a
I
fact.
mean, real simple, basic women would come in, and you'd be like, "Nah, I ain't messing with them."
Nah, I ain't doing it.
But the thing about it, you have to you have to approach it so to get over that fear.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm glad you did get over that. But okay, so you ladies, so have you had any other situations? You know that and they don't have to be bad. Like any what I call we do a segment on here called ICE,
Mhm.
interesting client experiences. So have you had any like maybe you met somebody who's really interesting, or you know what I mean, or somebody could have you met somebody, turns out he's a president of some company that you respect.
Um, let's see. What do I got? Because I meet a lot of interesting people, like a lot doing it.
What was the most interesting person you've met recently?
I gotta think on that. Give me a second. I think who is the most? Okay, so I'll give you one.
Okay.
My guy, Mr. John, the it's an older cat that come around. You know what I'm saying? He was in the military. I think he said he entered the military when he was 40.
Hmm.
Like, yeah. And I was like,
What?
how the hell did you do that?
Do that.
Yeah, but you could tell he was in the military. He's so disciplined and everything. But he also is like an advocate for mental health, and I'm a strong advocate for mental health.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And he has like he's working on a podcast actively, and he works with a lot of big football players,
Oh,
baseball
yeah,
players,
yeah.
athletes. Yeah, like big names too. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
just I could appreciate that. So and he used to come to me every week. You know what I'm saying? But now he travels so much.
Right.
He won't get a haircut until he sits in my chair, which is crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I'm like, that's wild. That's what's up, though.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That gotta make you feel good.
Yeah, it does. It does. He tells me that all the time, and I'm just like, I blush. I'm like, oh, stop it. Stop it.
Right.
Word. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. Like I said, man, like most of the clients that I cut are just interesting. Everybody does something like that I'm interested in. You know what I'm saying? Just,
That's good.
yeah, I met producers, like music producers that produce for like SZA and different people.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
I
Yeah,
remember
he,
that guy.
yeah, he was.
So he produced on SZA's last album?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I'm not sure like exactly what which SZA song, but he was just breaking down, like, you know, running down different artists to me and stuff like that. And I see he be, you know, making his moves, moving and shaking. I think his name is Genius.
Okay.
That's his name, producer name, Genius.
Shout out to Genius.
Shout out to Genius. Yeah, I mean, man, it's crazy. I meet a lot of people.
So, was meeting people, was that something that you said, wow, this is a cool part about barbering that I didn't know was gonna happen, that I was gonna meet, you know, these interesting people?
Nah, I definitely knew I was gonna meet a lot of interesting people because, you know, people are different. Every individual is different. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
and that actually was more of a challenge for me, more than like a positive. It was more like, okay, I gotta really talk to people. Like, I got to talk to a lot of different people, all walks of life and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And
So you was not nervous to talk to people?
hell yeah, you wouldn't think I am though, cause I'm a very social guy, but it all depends on the energy and the
Right.
and the you know, and the
Right.
vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you seem like you cool, like, you know, I'll start a little conversation with you and stuff. You know what I'm saying? If I want to pick your brain about something, but for the most part, I'm not just jumping up to talk to people. You know what I'm saying? I'm more to
Right.
myself.
How do
Yeah.
you handle a client who has bad energy? As soon as he walks in the shop, he's like, who can cut the best?
Yeah, see
You
now
know what I'm saying?
that all right, so this might be, I don't know, this is gonna be controversial or not, or nothing like that.
Speak on it.
But I'm gonna just be honest, I'm gonna be real, man. All money ain't good money to me. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
I ain't tripping off letting a few, you know, get by me. You know what I'm saying? Just because
Yeah.
just because of the energy, like, and every person that you cut, if every person that you cut is a potential client, why do you want that guy who you just had bad energy with coming to you every 2 weeks or every week, and you see him in your appointment
Right,
list and you're like,
right.
damn, I want to enjoy my work. I want to enjoy what I do and enjoy the people that I cut. You know what I'm saying? If the vibe ain't there, or if it seemed kind of weird or it seemed kind of off, I'm just not gonna do it. Now, a person that walk in and be like, who got the best cut? Now, my confidence tells me, yeah, I can cut this guy. You know what I'm saying? But just off of the rip, it's just like, oh, is he gonna be like?
That's a crazy question too, that somebody would ask that.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of like you come in here and you say what you say. You know what I'm saying? And then it makes me like, okay, it makes me feel like, damn, you just constantly looking and watching. Now you making me nervous. Now I can't do the work that I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I have to be super perfect, and the way it is, it's not, you know.
Prove something to him.
Yeah, I got to prove something to him. But when you start doing that, that's when you start messing up. You know what I'm saying? That's when you mess up the most, when you think too much about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know me. I know what type of person I am. So I know myself. So I'm not gonna put myself in no situation where I feel like I have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just me though.
But you know, have you ever had a client who had bad energy, you cut them, and you don't like them as a client, but that joker keeps coming back to you every other week or every week, and you're like, damn, I wish this dude wasn't my client, You ever had a dude like that?
I had somebody like that, but we gotten better over time. You
Ah.
know, you know what I'm saying?
Man.
As the relationship builds, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
It's like,
right.
you know, that can happen too. You know what I'm saying? You might meet somebody with
Yeah.
bad energy at first, and then it's just like, you know, as time progresses, things get a little better once they see how you work and what you do. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? They like, okay, I could fall back. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to worry about him because I know he gonna get me right. So, you know, sometimes things like that happen, but I definitely had one like that. I had a couple like that.
And they were super picky, right?
Yeah, super picky. Well, one of them was super picky. The other one was just super like intense. Like it was like whoa, like why, like just not as far as like looking for the like looking around, looking in the mirror and trying to see mid cut. Like it wasn't like that. It was just like you know how some people just come in, they
Yeah.
just super loud and just super like
Yeah.
like, but not talking about anything positive though. And it's
Okay.
just like, and I'm just like, why are we like? I have to act like I'm interested in this conversation. But I'm not, because it's not talking about shit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
Right.
but it's just that I had a client like that. You know what I'm saying? But besides that, everybody pretty cool.
Okay. I think at my stage in the game, I get a client like that. I just got to tell him, hey, man, I'm going to let you go to. I'll put it on the other barber. I'll be like, hey, man, I'm going to let you go to so and so. He's more experienced with that cut than me.
Yeah.
I'll do it like that. But, yeah, that's good. Speaking of, well, promoting yourself. We all know as a barber, you got to promote yourself. You're an artist, you got to promote yourself. But what are some ways that you promoted yourself, like the days that it's been slow?
The days that it's been slow, I usually most of the most of the content that I have as far as barbering and stuff is already shot. Like after every haircut, I try to take a picture, even if it's not like a super haircut that I'm proud of or a super neat cut. Like I still take a picture or a little short video, whatever. I hold it in my phone.
That's good, because I know
Yeah.
if you looked at videos and pictures from a year ago, you'd be like, wow.
Boy, I came a long way.
Right, right.
Yeah, for real. I definitely got way better than I did when I first started. But
Wow.
yeah, so I just keep that, you know what I'm saying, just on little slow days and stuff. I post up some content on Instagram or I send out a mass text and I use the cut app.
Okay.
And I would send out like they allow you, I don't know if they do it anywhere else, but they allow you to send a mass text to everybody in your phone. Everybody that ever made an appointment with you through that app,
Oh, wow.
their contacts automatically save in there like a phone book inside the app. So you could shoot out a mass text like, hey, I got some openings, you know what I'm saying, for this
Oh,
time through this
shoot.
time. And yeah, it helped out a lot because some people might be thinking like, yeah, I need a haircut. But we'll going through their day and then they get that text and they're like, oh yeah, okay, I bet that's a sign right there. I need to go
So
get me
you've
a cut.
actually seen it work.
I actually seen it work. So even I don't even work all the time on Sundays. Like, but when I do, I send out a mass text like, "Hey, I'm open this Sunday," and usually I get booked up on a Sunday.
Wow.
So I make a lot of money on Sundays.
I got to start doing that.
It's fire, bro. It's
I
fire.
got to
Got
start
to.
doing that.
Word.
Okay. So, you do the social media. I know you don't do the business cards. I try to get you to do
I don't do the
flyers.
business. I don't do the business cards as much as I should, just because, like I said, man, I gotta overcome I gotta overcome some things with me and people. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like
right.
promoting myself in front of people. Like, hey, yo, if you need a barber, here go a card. I always think the worst. Like somebody go like, man, I don't want this. You know what I'm saying? Or like, I just always think I go outside and there's dozens of my cars in the parking lot rolling around somewhere, and I'm like,
matter.
damn.
It don't matter because you play the numbers game.
Right. You right.
You know,
Right.
you turn out 20 cars, you'll get 1 or 2 clients.
You
You
right.
know what I'm saying? So that's I used to be that way, but once I really understood the numbers game of the barbershop, it don't matter. You could curse me out right in front of me, throw the card away. I would not feel no way. I'd be like, okay,
Yeah,
bro.
you should.
You know what I'm saying?
Should.
Because I know, and the reason why is because I know I have clients who I have had for a long time, who I have got from passing out a business card. You know, I don't know if you remember my boy Tommy, but his hair is in braids now. But
A tall
I,
guy.
yeah, I've known him for 20 something years, and I met him by handing him out a business card. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so once you see that, you know, you'll be like, okay, you know, it doesn't matter how many people say no, somebody's gonna say yeah, and
That's a
that
fact.
yes person could be your regular client every 2 weeks. You know, for the next 10 years.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, that's good though. That's good.
Yeah, I need to do better. Definitely need to do better with that, for a fact.
Okay. So, being an apprentice, you know, some people they wanna get it the fast way. They want to go to school. 9 months later, boom, they want to be a barber, and there's nothing wrong with that. Um, was I guess was there something that made you say, you know what, I want to take my time. You know, the apprentice program is 18 months. I don't mind waiting. What made you decide apprenticeship before going to a school? Besides going to a school,
Cause there's nothing like the real thing, like being in the middle of it. You know what I'm saying? From beginning to the end. And I
Okay.
don't think you have to go through all the hassle to get in the school. You know what I'm saying? Like if you kind of like, you know, you gotta do the paperwork and stuff, but it's not like actually having to go to school. It's like I'm here. I'm actually here in this setting already. You know what I'm saying? So
right, right,
yeah.
okay,
hmm
all right.
Ain't nothing wrong with going to school though.
Yeah, yeah. Nah,
tell kids go to
that's,
school all the
that's
time.
what I said. I'm getting both sides. I'm gonna get Bird in here and interview him as well.
Facts.
But okay. This was good, man. This was good.
Hey.
Let me see. I think that's about it. So you say you're gonna try to go to the Connecticut Barber Expo?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna definitely try to make it up there. I mean, you say it's in May,
Yeah.
so yeah,
May 20th to the 22nd.
yeah, that's more than enough time to
Yeah.
plan that. And we
Yeah.
can go ahead and do that. I would actually no, I actually do want to go because I need to be around something like that and just see different barbers and different people do their thing and stuff like that. I feel like something like that is inspiring. So
Right, because you've
check
never
that out.
been to a hair show.
Never been to a.
Oh man.
Never been. Nah, never been to a hair show.
Yeah, you
I'm trying to
got-
remember if my pops ever took me because I don't want him to call me later and be like, yo, you don't remember I took you to. So I'm like, nah, I don't think so though. Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna send you the link and share it with your pops too, because it'll be cool. Both y'all could go there, because
That's a fact. Where
you
I'll
know,
hit him up.
Connecticut's not that far. But okay. Well, shout out to everybody who's been listening. Thank you guys.
Sir.
Shout out to Rizzy. I'm sorry,
That's the street name.
yeah, that's the street name.
Street.
Shout out to Rob Williams. Where can they find you?
You can find me at Rod Williams, ROBB, and Williams with a Z instead of a S. That's on everything. That's everywhere. Apple Music, Twitter, Instagram. You want to see my stuff? You know what I'm saying? My work. Everywhere, anywhere you can think of. Just type in Rod Williams.
Right. And before I forget, you talked a little bit about you being an artist. What type of music do you do?
I'm more hip hop, but I'm not like a miracle spiritual.
Haha.
I like that stuff too, though. I mean, I like music in general. I like everything, but as far as I go as an artist, I just I do stick to the hip hop roots and stuff. I got a lot to say,
Okay.
so it's really like lifestyle raps out here going crazy.
Okay. And they can find you at Rob Williams for the music. And what about the barbering?
The barber, and you can also, I had a page before. I had a Bobby Badass page before, but I'm currently intertwining the barbering with the music.
Okay.
So I think I got like a little plan on how I'm gonna do that now. So I slowly been backing away from the old page. So everything is in one funnel. It's one stop shop for everything. You can check out my music. You can book appointments. You can anything. If you want to see my work, you can see my work on there. It's all on Rod Williams. That's on Instagram. I'm not really on Twitter like that. Are you on Twitter like that?
Yeah. I just connected to my Instagram. I'm not really on there.
Yeah. That's kind of how I do it too. Like, but yeah, you could definitely. If you want to get in contact with me or see my work or anything like that, Instagram is the best place to go. So Rod Williams, and Williams with a Z, not a S at the end.
Okay. Got you.
Yep.
Got you. All right, brother. Thanks a lot for coming through.
Appreciate you, my boy.
And we are out.
Sir.